All right, so let's talk about another story here. Speaking of sports, there's a new conspiracy theory out there about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. TikTok users do note that a very interesting theory is developing when he compared Taylor Swift's Eras Tour this fall to the Kansas City Chiefs schedule. Apparently, she's off for the first two games, and this user said that's not a coincidence. Apparently, the Chiefs game in Buffalo in November is going to see Taylor just across the border with her tour in Toronto. So we don't push conspiracy theories here on this news network, but we do highlight observations. And I think that this is worth noting, Dave. We've seen how much there was one metric from last year's season that not even into the playoffs, Taylor Swift had accounted for more than $300 million. That was the brand value that she had added to the Kansas City Chiefs. And as someone who's been following Taylor, as Travis is now in the offseason, he did attend her 87th tour date in Paris, the fourth night in Paris. His number is 87. The Super Bowl was game 13 for her lucky 13 number. So you do see the Easter eggs, right? For the big T-Swift fans out there, they're all Easter eggs. And certainly maybe some Easter eggs that we can cling on to here.
Let me just be clear. This is not a conspiracy theory. The NFL was very aware of Taylor Swift's schedule, and they factored it in. This is not a TikTok theory. The NFL Vice President of Programming, Mike North, confirmed to Fox Sports that Taylor's itinerary played a role in league scheduling. That is mind-boggling when you step back and consider the most valuable league in the country factored in one singer's schedule because it changes. We just talked about Caitlin Clark.
Yes.
Taylor Swift also is that rising tide lifts all boats.
Right.
She brought 13-year-old girls into the NFL fandom. My daughter watched the Super Bowl for the first time in her life because of the Taylor Swift cutaways.
It expands the fan base dramatically. For the WNBA, I don't know if it expands the fan base. It definitely grows it, I think. Yeah, from what it was before. But I do think that Taylor Swift deserves some credit here. And even actually ending that Paris show in a Chiefs colored high school uniform as part of her set list.
I need to get to Europe and see one of these shows. It just feels like one of those cultural moments that you can't miss out on.
Yeah.
Have you been to the tour?
Oh, let me tell you, I've probably streamed it 20 times when it was on a rental basis. I did not get tickets to the Eras Tour, but a lot of people are they're getting tickets in Europe instead of the U.S. and making a vacation out of it. And there's a whole nother storyline as to how much it's boosting some of these European economies, the fact that she's getting Americans overseas.
It is fascinating. I talked to one of our colleagues who went in Paris and said it was mainly Americans at this show. So I can't imagine the economic impact she's having, not just on the NFL, but on economies around the globe. We've never seen anything like it.
It's fun to see.